Oh, okay. All right. Huh. So, can I talk freely in front of Leslie?
Yeah.
All right. So setting up Rust is making it a lot more difficult. Ray's going up. He's going up. We're changing. I spoke with the senator. Law is changing and effective today. Given the fact that Ray Romanoff, and I'm sure you're aware, was in Sanguine Island and was subsequently dumped in Los Santos. As to who was involved, I don't really give a shit. I mean, it's like small meat and potatoes. Like we're talking like 15 months, whatever. Yeah, that's for patrol officers. A fact of the matter is he had an illegal firearm on him. One that came back to something that he was involved in. So he fucked around and he's finding out. If he thought that he could just go to Sanguine and play fucking whatever you want to call it, like let me have some heroin and fucking AK-47s, well, he fucked up and he's going to learn. However, with these recent incidents that maybe you've heard of, you may have heard about, the things that may have, Harry and Denzel possibly getting kidnapped and all these other things. The evidence does not point at that. It doesn't. It's very clear what happened. But you know what? If someone's going to throw me a bone, I'm going to fucking bite on the bone. And I don't know the reasons why some of this is happening and what the end objective is, though I have a pretty good idea, especially when what's his name? Fucking who's the guy who owns Marty? Comment about Marty was brought up, and we're very much pointed towards a particular direction. The problem is that I think we have a very similar goal, but I think the means we need to change the way that we're getting help.
Okay.
I need proof what's inside there. Senator. So, I don't know what the hell happened to Ray at the casino. I don't know what the fuck Mickey S is doing dressing up as Russ, pretending that he's going to shoot up roosters. What I'm trying to point out here is we're going to fuck him over.
Whoa, what?
Wait, you don't know about the...
I mean, Mickey pretending to be Russ shooting roosters. What the fuck?
Okay, so maybe my impression of what's happening is a little bit different than...
You mean to tell me that Mickey's aware this entire drama from Raymond started because he's fucking with my restaurant, and Mickey's bright idea was to go and fuck with my restaurant?
Are you surprised?
Bruh?
Yeah, Mickey with some other guy. I don't know what the fuck his name is. It sounds Italian. I haven't heard the name before. Dressing up as members of Rust and went to Roosters, and there was some claims that there was a shootout there, but it turns out, well, there wasn't.
And we caught him. Sure, this happened?
Yes.
I hate my family so fucking much. Oh my God.
And then, of course, Ray being in cuffs after whoever dumped him over at the casino. Well, that presents a bunch of problems, right? Was he doing something at the casino? We didn't find any casings. Now he's going to jail, right? As for like smuggling and all this other shit, well, we got to discuss that because that falls under Aegis. Yep. So I'm going to have a chat with probably yourself, Eve, etc. We got to get that sorted. I'm going to be talking to the commandant alongside the senator in regards to possibly marking weapons, because there's no way to actually tell if anyone smuggles anything, because you could have, legally speaking, if we catch someone with a shitload of weapons hovering over the water, we don't know if they came to or from and what the indications of what those weapons are. So any sort of, Ray has been a fantastic test study. I will say that. He's doing things that the legal system is not prepared for. but we're getting ahead of the curve on that. And that's aside from the fact that he shouldn't have been in Sanguine anyways while on parole. So while Rust is rotting, or Ray is rotting in there, along with David Jackson, who just got sent up for the nines for breaking his parole. If you want us to know what is inside that shack, which we are, and I've been actually investigating that particular place for about 4 months, and I'll be very transparent. I know who it belongs to. I know what's inside. I have the GPS triangulations, etc., etc. But unfortunately, due to the fact that the laws around locals and owning properties. Hello, Senator. All right. The problem is that we cannot break into that spot. We just simply can't. Some random local owns it. So unless someone literally, we witness them poof in and out of that building with weapons, we pretty much can't do shit.
Yeah.
So in the event you have some more details about this, I would strongly not recommend, if you know anybody that was planning to, I don't know, point us in that direction in the ways that may have been taking place, that actually makes it harder, because more than likely you're going to have some dumbass in our police force go and fuck it up. Instead, if I can get any credible information that about what's inside, it's game over. I'm going to kick the doors in. I'm going to take everything I find.
I don't even know how to RP around this. What would you need?
I need someone to tell me that there's a weapon bench inside.
I mean, there is a weapon bench inside.
Oh my God, ex-mayor, really? Do you mind saying that on the record?
Yes.
You do mind or you don't mind?
I do mind, yeah.
Do you have someone who may not mind?
Me.
I guess Leslie.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
I'll let you guys stew on that, right? But that's what I need. Somebody credible, someone. Obviously, I'm not advocating anyone that is going to lie about it, but I'm being rather transparent, and I'll be as transparent as this. I knew it existed when I looked into Cy Carter. I triangulated it. I've been searching for it for some time. There's only myself and one other person that is aware, because PD loves to sip tea. And the moment all this information came out, I knew exactly what it was, but that shit has gotten hot to the point that I doubt anyone's going to be going in and out.
Yeah. I'm curious, if there's happened to be a car parked outside of that shack that belonged to somebody related to that shack, would things have gone down differently, you think?
You mean McGregor, who was kidnapped and dumped? Well, which, by the way, we know. I mean, there was a fucking sailboat. We found blood of Denzel and Harry, and then all of a sudden you guys didn't give a shit about whether Harry or Denzel was kidnapped, and rather it was all about, please figure it out over here. I mean,
we did. Your cops are just very incompetent. With all due respect.
And, well, no, wait, about what? Figuring out that it was a setup?
No, that Harry and Denzel were truly kidnapped. They were truly kidnapped.
Yeah, I got you. But when the switch flipped to, hey, we don't, by the way, let's not be concerned any. You have to understand that when I was debriefed about this, it went from, oh my God, they're kidnapped, to, hey, by the way, what's inside this building?
Yeah, but who flipped that switch? That wasn't us.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, that wasn't us. We never flipped the switch.
Like I said, internal problem.
Gotcha.
So, that would not have materialized with anything, because the thing is, everything functions on probable cause. So therefore, there needs to be reason to believe that there's illegal activities happening inside. Could we have, let's say we believed that they were kidnapped inside this building, that would give us enough to breach it, right? And we can do that anytime, right? If there's blood in the area, there's anything that points us to there being a life inside. But that only allows us to check inside. That would not allow us to go through things. And if we were to find a bench, we don't know what that is without really taking a close look, which we would need PC for.
Okay.
That's not to say someone wouldn't do it, but that would be illegal. And whether it got through the DOJ is another question. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I'm understanding what you're saying, but I'm also understanding that I don't know who flipped the switch to, or whoever changed the focus is, you know.
I'm gonna go look
idiot,
into
honestly.
that. Yeah, I'm gonna go look into that. Because I was on the impression you were somewhat aware about what Mickey was doing.
No, I had no idea. I have no idea what Mickey was doing, Brian. If he was truly fucking with my restaurant, that's gonna pose a massive
I don't think
problem.
he was fucking with the restaurant. I think he's getting back at Ray.
By robbing people at my restaurant, whatever the fuck
I
you
don't
said?
know. I don't know what he did. It sounded like he went dressed up. So I want to be clear. I don't know if he actually committed any illegal crimes, or rather he dressed up as members of Rust. And then there was 911s saying that Rust was shooting up roosters or something along those lines. And then he was caught lacking by the PD.
Well, those
So-
911 anonymous?
I can ask. My guess is more than likely. And if they weren't, then, well, maybe he tried to make it more realistic than it needed to.
You're
but,
probably
I mean,
right then. He probably wasn't actually robbing the restaurant. And if he was, then
Yeah.
we would have heard about it, no Lang?
I feel like I would have. Yeah, true. Another question, Brian. How come when Zakid was kidnapped and brought to the Rust compound yesterday, it seemed like nothing really went down?
It actually did. So I got a debrief on that.
Okay.
He wasn't there.
And
The
kicked
presumption
down
is it's an
doors to
old
figure that
photo.
out?
Yes.
What do you mean old photo?
In fact, Rust gave us access. This is what I heard from our officers. They actually did go looking for him.
What do you mean old
And-
photo, though?
I'll explain.
Okay.
So after, I guess there was like a tweet of like Zakid, and the officers believe it may have been an old photo based on the fact that they did arrive at the Rust compound to the point that Ray actually allowed them into the building to look around, and they didn't find him there. And so they believe that it was fake news. And understandably,
Huh?
with the thing with the whole Mickey S thing, and also Ray being found in cuffs, discerning between real and fake becomes very difficult. So
Yeah, but wouldn't that just... Why not think maybe they just moved him somewhere?
I think they looked for him, right? And so this is the post. This is their belief after the incident. You know if
Right.
Zakid was actually taken?
He was, yeah.
I'll take a look at that.
He was actually kidnapped by them, yeah.
Okay.
I think I even 911 the fuck out of it, actually.
Well, I'll deep dive into that more. Like I said, they did clear the property, so they did do something. But I mean, who knows? Maybe an S plus popped up.
Right.
Hey, Audrey, we'll talk in a bit. All right. All right. Appreciate it. Take care.
Pretty
All
sure
right.
the kid is missing an eye now.
Let me get some information for you right now. Hey, am I correct in saying that after the Zakid tweet went out, y'all checked the Rust compound? Did we get a welfare check on Zakid? Mr. K was sending it? That huh? Wait, where does Mr. K fit into the picture? All right, I appreciate it. Take care. Yeah. Okay. I appreciate it. No. Talk to Nova about that. Her case. Okay, appreciate it. Bye. Bye. Okay, so apparently Mr. K was the one tweeting it out, and then he said Zakid is safe, has been dropped off at the daycare. Mr. K mixed in all this?
Oh, my bad. I didn't know that when Mr. K tweeted Zakid is safe, it meant that the cops would trust that information. I wasn't aware of that. Interesting.
Wait, what happened?
Oh, I didn't know that if Mr. K twatted out that Zakid was safe, it meant that the cops would just believe that to be true. That's my fault.
No, I don't look. I mean, listen, I think I very much understand what you're insinuating, and I don't necessarily disagree.
Yeah, but then people wonder why. Like, I get what you're saying, Brian. Like, why these, what do you guys assume to be alleged setups happen? But maybe it's because when things actually happened, the cops really don't give a fuck.
You're correct. There's, I would say probably 1 out of 5 officers do give a shit.
Or to find them, be honest.
Oh, in time. With that said, though, you heard what I said about the shack, right? That's what I need.
I mean, it's gonna be hard, honestly.
I mean, you got a lot of resources. I'm sure somebody knows
Brian,
about it.
The thing is, I use a lot of my resources to try to lead the PD to a lot of shit, and it really seems like they try to flip it and ignore everything that I'm trying to lead them to into somehow, how can we arrest Lang? I'm gonna be honest.
Those circumstances are being handled.
How are they being handled?
You'll see.
Not so comforting.
Well,
I mean, I'll trust
you have
it.
to understand certain internal. Look, here's the thing, right? This conversation, I'm doing it in respect to the fact that you are the ex-mayor, and you are a businessman, and these are incidents that affect you and your family. However, if there are any internal punishments, et cetera, obviously those don't get published in the newspaper. That's sort of outside of my purview. However, if you believe that citizens should probably know about these things, that's definitely a good conversation to have with Bast.
It's an interesting
I
topic
got
of
an idea.
discussion.
Mm-hmm.
I have a fucked up idea. What if I somehow find myself in a room with a person who has been and seen and worked out of this shack, and it just so happens to be recorded, or it just so happens you have access to a camera there? I'll burn the fuck out of Levi.
You are treading a very dangerous area. Look, I know McGregor crafts guns and sells them.
No. I'm not talking about a potential opposition. I'm talking about someone who believes I'm their ally.
Oh. Say that scenario again.
We're just casually in a room talking about all the work he's done out of there and what's going on over there.
And I hear this.
Yeah.
Our ability to use cameras is very different than those in the rest of the city. I believe that if I were to hear about it, and I would still need physical evidence.
That's just impossible, Brian.
I know. Welcome to the
it's
world
just
of
impossible.
investigating. You know why it took the Russ case, 2 weeks. We barely slept 2 weeks there, Lang. Because our hands are so tied. However, we're trying to unravel those. But like you said, it is impossible.
Brian, if you're telling me that if you're telling me that me being in a room with a person who has works and can verify all this information, right, that you need is not enough, that I don't know what is other than fucking kicking that door down and calling 911.
If he verifies like if he's on their business, if he's able to note intimate details, which I, in this conversation, will not reveal, like who's worked at that place,
What if
what
if
he has created, those sort of intimate details. So in other words, I'm not feeding you that information, which is why I'm not, right? And he truly it brings those things up. Then we got something.
Bro, some of you fucking stands are crazy, dude.
Hypothetically speaking, if this individual or entity would be willing to have a conversation with you, say under the premise that this person would be excused from any wrongdoing, hypothetically speaking,
we would
have an open line of questioning to this person. You could ask the questions that you need to ask to get to where you want. Then you could do what needs to be done.
But some of these stands are just so weird.
Right.
And it would be Hob sealed. No one would know about it. Hob sealed, in other words, that name and what they said would be off the record.
Right.
Okay. I mean, yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna let you cook.
I feel like a lot of my doors have been kicked down for a lot less, but I don't know.
They haven't. The problem is that it's a local owner. So back in the day, I'll tell you, when I was going after Michael Simone, I was kicking a lot of shit. And I wrote what was the first search warrant on a government property, because the way that it used to work, because we don't have property laws, is let's say there's a container, and so I watched Michael Simone give a gun drop to a clean guy in the HOA.
Right.
It was all public record at this point. It's not, but I don't give a fuck. It was last year. And I was able to find a container with a lock on it. I had to write a 2-page dissertation as to the connections, the relationships that this individual had, what I saw, et cetera, et cetera. And only then was I able to crack inside. And despite having seen this individual there and having seen that there was material in there that would tie to this person, we couldn't press charges against him.
Jesus.
The city very much relies on oftentimes needing like a hot weapon or us seeing them commit a crime in front of us. Now, I'm able to get away with, like, not get away with, but I can articulate things a lot better than most. But my point is that when I got into that container, it wasn't owned to anybody. But those laws don't exist anymore. Locals' lives matter now. You understand what I'm saying? So if there is no Los Santos resident that owns it and it's a local that owns the property, we need to do search and seizures for John Doe. And John Doe doesn't commit crimes.
So how do you prove John Doe is someone that you need to break their shit and knock their doors down?
I have to watch some other motherfucker commit a crime and go into their property, which is impossible.
You have to watch one motherfucker commit a crime and go into their property.
I have to watch like someone take a class 2 firearm, walk inside, and then walk out without it, or vice versa.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Or alternatively, like you said, if someone sat down or told me that they used to make guns for the Diamond Dogs, and hey, here are some of the weapons that we used to make, and they're in this location. Well, now I got enough because I've got 90% ready to fucking go.
What if they told me that though, and you just have that information on recording?
Oh, if you verify it, yeah. If you tell me right now what those weapons were, where the location is, I will literally Hob seal that shit, and I'm gonna push the search and seizure. I have.
What do you mean Hob seal? What is Hob seal?
Hob seal is when well, first off, a local owns it, so no one's gonna even know that you said anything. Literally, no, like, because John Doe gets served the warrant.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and let's say I was serving it to Ray Romanov, which isn't the case here. Let's say someone got a hold of that through some FOIA or whatever. Well, it's going to be blacked out. They're not going to see your name and what you said. The worst case scenario would be if it went to court and somehow that document got in the hands of like a defense attorney for Ray, which would be very difficult because number one, he'd need to know it exists. Number two, it would need to be material for the case. And number three, the only individuals that wouldn't be able to see it is the judge and the lawyer, and they can't say anything otherwise. Reposo.
How is it whenever I talk to you about solving a problem, I just discover another one?
What do you mean discover another one?
This whole John Doe shit just, I don't know. It just seems like very.
I don't mean the dead
counterintuitive.
guy, by the way.
No, I know. You mean a local? It could be fucking Bob, Bob Jobo. Like, I don't know. It just.
The problem of the matter is we had decent laws at one point. And then as time transpired, defense attorneys got super fucking sweaty, which is why there's probably only 2 defense attorneys who just sit and send fucking docket fucking things all day.
Yeah.
The second reason was because we had officers. Sorry, give me one sec. What up, Norm?
Jesus Christ, bro. This
Correct. I'll be
the
free
DOJ
in a moment,
and the
though.
PD are just so tangled.
What time? I'll be on my way. Yeah. All right. See you in a
So Brian, theoretically, somebody owns that shack, is what you're saying.
Yes, locals now own. It all started because of a weapon bench or some shit. We'll call it the Marty situation, which I'm sure you've heard of, which now locals own property that doesn't belong to them. So that's complicated things. But it's also because we've got 2 years of sometimes we've used to, and maybe still do, have officers that have done things that they probably shouldn't do, and then the law changes to accompany that.
Yeah,
and
so back and
subsequently
forth.
Screws everyone else. Yep.
Yeah, somebody does something that's kind of sketchy, so the other person does something that's kind of sketchy. Everybody keeps pushing boundaries, and then you have to fucking apply something that just cuts it all out. But the thing you applied is really fucking stupid.
Exactly. But I think things are in a much better place now. I think Senator Davis has been a fantastic job. My new unit is focused on getting legal changes that are reasonable to both the civilians and law enforcement. So I do think things are going in the right direction. That's why these conversations are good.
Brian, I beg and plead that you utilize Tim and Aegis, please. You don't have no involvement in that anymore, right?
In Aegis? Yes.
Yeah, I'm no longer the owner.
Storefronts. Oh, you're no longer the owner.
No, it's Tim.
I've been trying to. I know he gets busy at times, but I got to get him to understand Los Santos stuff a little bit more.
Yeah, he needs some training, but under some guidance, like he can be utilized so well.
I don't disagree. He should join the MCU under the state attorney's office as well. I think that would go a long way. But I got to get going. I got to take someone's bar license.